beautiful.
I'm ready. I'm always beautiful.
Hey guys, so I'm here with Liam.
Hi.
And we're wearing fun, non-threatening shirts because we wanted to let you...
Because we're fun, non-threatening people.
We're
fun,
non-threatening people with a fun, non-threatening message, which is, I don't know who needs to hear this, but... ... That's it. That's the concept of the video. Let's say it together. 3, 2, 1. IDK who needs to hear this, but... Go.
Am I going first?
You can go first, yeah.
Do I need to say I don't know who...
Not all of the time.
Okay.
Keep it spicy.
Okay. I don't know who needs to hear this, but Miss Independent is not a breakup song. It is a song about falling in love. So stop putting it in your Spotify playlist because I'm sick of lying on the floor, crying my eyes out, and then having to get up and cry harder. It does not belong there. Listen to it before you add it because it's traumatic and it's triggering and some of us just want to be depressed.
On the same note of songs being misinterpreted in pop culture, One Last Time is the saddest song ever.
Yeah.
And anyone who does a cover of it and doesn't do it, like, depressing as hell is wrong.
I co-sign that.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but a person's worth or health is not determined by their size.
Yeah, I like
Some
that.
of them are political, what can I say?
I was like, oh, okay, I'm not laughing. Okay. I don't know who needs to hear this, but no one likes the flavour of soy milk. People drink it because they can't drink dairy. So stop putting milk powder in soy milk because it ruins the point.
That's fair. That's very pointed to our
Can
children
you
as
tell
well.
I've been in Asia for a couple of months?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but cancel that free trial right now. Go do it. Thank you.
Wow, just at me. I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you change your location settings on Amazon, you can get cheaper prices in the Kindle bookstore. UK's got the cheapest.
Well, more tips. I don't support Amazon.
Again, I just look like a dick.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but fake cherry is the worst flavour of anything.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Red
disgusting.
Starburst?
Blech.
That's how you know if you're dating a psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but muting, blocking, and unfollowing are now socially acceptable, so cut them out.
I love muting.
Yeah.
It's my kink. I don't know who needs to hear this, but sit up straight. If you can. Some people can't. I don't know who needs to hear this, but good friends will call you out when you're doing shit wrong, so listen to them instead of being like, and getting all defensive.
I feel validated. I don't know who needs to hear this, but The Girl on the Train is an atrocious example of crime fiction. It is a book that people who don't read so that they say they can read. So stop bringing it up like you like it because it sucks and throw it in the bin. I fucking hate that book.
I'm just laughing because, like, I don't read and I read, like, one chapter of it. So
That's
I
fine.
would have said I read it.
It's when people are like, have you read The Girl on the Train? And you're like, have you? Because that's embarrassing.
Off the cuff is, I don't know who needs to hear this, but just because you read more books than someone else doesn't mean you're, like, a better person.
Yeah.
Like, it's good to read books. Good on you. But there are people who are like, I read 52 books this year. And I'm like,
oh.
Cool.
Yeah, I would say the same thing, like, keeping track of how many books you read, or being like, I'm gonna read 50 books in a year, like, it defeats the purpose of reading. And it's like, it's not cool if you know exactly how many books you read. I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you struggle with online shopping, shop the models that look the most like you. So go on ASOS and pick people who are the same skin tone, hair color, build as you, and buy what they're wearing.
Also, off the back of that, I struggle because I'm like an in-between size, and so I'll look at the curve models because they have like my proportions more, but then I have to buy like the normal like mid-range sizes or whatever. But you can look at sizes that aren't yours if you can't find your shape in like the original one. Does that make sense?
ASOS are professional clothes dressers. They know how to dress someone, so just pick someone who looks like you and buy what they're wearing.
Nice. I don't know who needs to hear this, but hating things just because teenage girls like them is misogynistic and tired.
I love that. That is a good one.
So sick. Like, everyone now as well being like, Harry Styles is funny and he can sing, and I'm like, yeah, teenage girls have known this since like 2011 at the latest.
Yeah.
Like, no teenage girl past 2011 wasn't aware of this fact.
Yeah.
Oh, tired. I don't know who needs to hear this, but check that you're not using your data right now if you're watching this on your phone. Are you on Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I am.
Good boy.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're not an ally if your boyfriend's homophobic.
Also, like, when people are like, oh, like, my boyfriend, he's one of the good ones because he's, like, just not misogynistic to you.
Yeah.
He's sweet, he buys me flowers. I'm like, yeah, sure, he calls all his ex-girlfriends bitches and crazy.
Yeah.
But, like,
Also, I'm sick of, he's on the beginning of his journey. It's like...
You have so many more straight friends than me. I haven't even heard that one.
Oh, really? That one's bad.
Yeah, that's bad. I don't know who needs to hear this, but Little Mix are the best girl group ever, and everyone needs to stop sleeping on them. I hate when Fifth Harmony split up and everyone's like, we need another girl group. And I'm like, Little Mix are there. They are amazing vocalists. They're incredible dancers. Their live shows are like chills the whole time. They're sensational.
Yeah.
They're sensational.
Yeah. I know exactly who needs to hear this. Carrie Underwood. But the lyric should be white trash version of Mariah karaoke, not Shania karaoke, because then you get the wordplay and it's so much funnier.
The specific call out to my number one fan, Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, every time I listen to it, I'm like, God, this would just have so many more layers if it was Mariah karaoke.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but not everyone needs their mobility aids all of the time. So if you see someone in a wheelchair, stand up. It's not like a miracle and they're not faking it. It's just like not a thing that every person who uses mobility aids needs all of the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one. I don't know who needs to hear this, but half your age plus 7 is the maximum amount you should spend on a bottle of wine. Think about it.
Can't do math. Wait, 13. That's $20.
If you spend more than $20 on a bottle of wine, put it back.
Yeah, I don't know when I last did.
But when you're 40, you can spend $27 on a bottle of wine. That's only when you're allowed.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. IDK. Who needs to hear this? But children growing... I'm trying to read this one. Allow me to read this just from my iPad. Children growing up being filmed every day of their lives for YouTube subs and merch sales is gross and we shouldn't support it. It's the worst!
I agree.
They don't have any, like, labor regulations on how many hours they can be working. It's often their parents, like, exploiting them. They're usually not getting paid, or their parents will be like, we're putting it towards a PlayStation for them. I'm like, no, put it into a bank account that they can access when they're 18. Also, don't exploit your children.
Love that. I don't know who needs to hear this, but Pulitzer Prize winners are always better than Man Booker winners.
I know what both of those are, but only because I was in your book club for, like, 3 weeks before you guys kicked me out because I didn't read books.
Don't come if you don't read the book.
I bought donuts at one time though. And I would always Wikipedia it. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you can search the Wikipedia article for a book before you go to book club and then just pretend you read it.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but it doesn't work as well as you think it does. Everyone can tell that you haven't read the book.
I don't know who
and
needs
you
to
won't get
hear
invited
this,
back.
but I just wanted to make friends when I moved to Sydney! Your turn.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you need to ask what you want.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but acting with expectations of how somebody will react will only let you down.
Ooh.
That is like one of my favorite pieces of Stevie advice. If I'm complaining about something, because I'm like, oh, I did this, and then like this didn't happen, she's like, then why do you have that expectation? I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
Don't need to hear it.
I've gone as well that I don't know who needs to hear this, but you can't change it. You can only change how you feel about it.
Yeah.
Which obviously doesn't apply to everything, but it's a good reminder sometimes. But I don't know who needs to hear this, but asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness.
God, stop.
It is.
I know, you're just dragging me and I don't like it.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but there will always be someone better than you. Don't measure success against someone else's progress. The only person you need to compare yourself is the person you were yesterday.
Ew.
That changed my life. I read that in like a professional like magazine and I was like, what a dickhead. And then I honestly thought about it every day for the last 2 years.
Say it again, let me internalize it.
Don't measure your success against someone else's progress. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday.
I like the first half, not the second half. I can't explain why.
Okay.
We can discuss it over tarot.
Okay.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but not everyone can be vegan. So stop pushing everyone to be vegan. But on the other hand, flip side of the same coin, the more that people can do to better the lives of animals and also do better by the planet, the better.
And there's so much space between veganism and a steak for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Like,
yeah.
Find wherever you can in the middle that works for you.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but follow me on Instagram.
Oh, fuck off. That is hilarious. I don't know who needs to hear this, but enjoying hiking isn't a substitute for personality.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but take half an hour today to research your friend's recent diagnosis and wrap your head around it a little bit so that you're not going to them with all the same questions that everyone goes to them with, and it looks like you've actually taken some time to understand them and what's happening to their brain/body.
I like that one. That's a good one.
You can just Google it and you get this like baseline knowledge of how they react to the world, how their body is and all that sort of stuff, and then you can just help them better. Like, it doesn't take that long to... It's a Wikipedia article, mate. It's a BuzzFeed meme page. Like...
And it's also shows so much more consideration when you ask for clarification on something rather than when you ask for the base level.
Yeah, instead of being like, how do you see this? Or like, how does your body feel when this happens? Just be like, hey, so like, I read this. I took the time to understand you and care for you. How would you like me to help in this aspect? Does this part apply to you? Like, it just helps so they don't have to explain all the basic ass shit.
Gonna be awkward structurally. I don't know who needs to hear this, but budgie smugglers are also not a substitute for a personality.
You have so many more straight friends than me.
Do you not just... Yeah.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if they cared, they'd make the time.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but nothing is more important in a well-functioning society than free press.
What about healthcare?
Nah, free press.
I think newspapers are more important than...
Yeah, unrestricted journalism, yeah.
I believe you.
I spent a lot of time thinking about this.
I believe you have, because that's like part of like... I mean, you've just been in Hong Kong. I don't know who needs to hear this, but drink some goddamn water. One thing I'm really sad about is that now people keep talking about hydration so much, and then it's making people hate people who talk about hydration, but that's been like an integral part of my brand since like I was born. Like I was carrying a water bottle with me around high school all the time, and I would lose water bottles all the time, but I still had to have a huge ass fucking water bottle with me. And now everyone cares about hydration, which is so good and so important, but then it's making people mad about people who care about hydration. It's really upsetting. Anyway, I don't know who needs to hear this, but your life is not defined by this season.
I like that.
Thanks.
My
life should be though, because it's pretty good right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, 2019 has been my year.
2020, I have such good vibes about. Like, seriously, like, painfully good vibes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
We'll do some tarot so you can get those same vibes.
Okay, it's vision boarding. I know exactly who needs to hear this, but... You can leave that one out.
I can't put that in! I don't know who needs to hear this, but you can pull off that outfit. Do you know how long I went watching Jessie from Little Mix wear knee-high boots and thinking I couldn't wear knee-high boots, and now can anyone imagine me not wearing knee-high boots?
No, they're so brand Fiona.
Yeah, I also used to think that I couldn't wear off-the-shoulder tops, and this is literally all I wear apart from now when I'm wearing my vacation dad shirt.
Fun vacay!
But yeah, basically, you can pull off that outfit.
So I stole this one from Naomi Spungen's Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but your Hunchback of Notre Dame name is information about your back plus the city in which you're in charge of the bells.
Okay, wait, say it again.
Your Hunchback of Notre Dame name
Yep.
is information about your back plus the city in which you're in charge of the bells. I think it's the funniest tweet I've read in years.
I'm just mad because I was only trying to figure out my name. So I was like not processing it as a fun joke. I was like processing it, I was like, I don't know, smooth? Wait, what bells? I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm a dumb bitch.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm out.
Nice! Well, sorry if we called you out, but also we're not sorry because you needed to hear it. And that's what good friends do, right? And we're your friends. We're wearing fun vacation dad shirts.
Fun friends on vacation.
Woo! Do you want to be linked to anything?
Yeah, follow me on Instagram.
Follow them on Instagram. It'll be linked down below. I also have my Instagram linked down below. It's got lots of fun, lots of travel stuff. My Patreon's down there if you want to come hang out because we have revamped it and it's a lot of fun now. And I'll see you soon. Bye! Like...